In the name of Allah, the most beneficent, the most benignant, merciful, and we can call it as special merciful. It's Tariq Borana with you people, and today we will discuss about the Middle East crisis. We can divide this Middle East crisis into three further ramifications or parts. The one part is Middle East crisis and peace plan, number one, and number two, unheard crisis or unheard cries of Iran and the brutal strikes of USA and the legality of that strikes on Iran, number two. And number three is new strategic designs of Middle East and Abraham Accord. These are the three major parts of the Middle East discussion. Right now, we will discuss about the Middle East crisis and peace plan. Okay, on 28th January 2020, Trump presented Middle East peace plan, also known as Deal of the Century. This deal is also known as so-called Deal of the Century. First of all, before understanding the Middle East crisis and peace plan, we have to understand the issues which are at the stake in Middle East since inception of Israel 1948. First of all, we will know a city of Jerusalem. The city of Jerusalem is competing claims of Palestinian and Israel. Both the nations, they are claiming on the same city, number one. Number two, Palestinian statehood. Palestinians want an independent and sovereign state which has to be comprising on West Bank, Gaza and East Jerusalem. While furthermore, Netanyahu publicly has accepted this demand by saying that demilitarized state which should not be a threat for Israel. This was number two. And number three is that recognition of Arab population of Palestinian origin. If Israel recognize the presence of Palestinian, then this problem can be exactly recognized and solved out. The fourth point is settlements. 140 settlements in occupied West Bank and East Jerusalem are erected since 1967, which are duly illegal, but Netanyahu vowed not to uproot them. It means that this is demographic change which is disastrous for Palestinian people and for the peace plan too. Number four, refugees. 5.5 million Palestinians were expelled by Jewish forces from Israel in 1948 to 49 war. Palestinian refugees are demanding to return back former home, in Israel or Palestine. While we will discuss about the actual peace plan right now, which has been signed in 28th January 2020. That is Trump's state solution. The Trump state solution, the first solution was that new Palestinian state would be incepted outside the territory of Israel and occupied areas of Israel, just like West Bank and Gaza Strip. The first peace solution, state solution, was given by Trump. Number two, new established state would not have an army. They could have, Palestinian could have simple police with light weapons. And in number three, after finalizing this deal, disarmament of Hamas and rest of the Palestinian group would be essential. And number four, Israel would be officially recognized as Jewish state by the Palestinian people, and with Jerusalem as the city capital of Israel. Number 4. Borders of new Palestinian state would be under Israel control. Complete Jerusalem would be under Israel control. Number 8. Not a single one out of 6 million Palestinians would be allowed to return back. And number 9, and the last point is that economic package. 50 billion investment fund was allocated for Palestine and Israel. Out of $5 billion would be spent to build transportation corridor between occupied West Bank and Gaza Strip. Yes, listeners, you can just see these points of peace solution given down by Donald Trump. It means that these peace plans are completely non-compatible for the solution. This is not the solution. Obviously, this is the Jewish lobby which is just speaking against Muslim, against the survival of Muslims, and against the sovereignty of Palestinian people, and against the demand of the people. If we discuss point to point, this will take a long time discussion, but we will say that this deal is not the deal of the peace, but this is the deal of the war. This is the deal of the instability in Middle East, because Palestinian people, they will never recognize Israel as Jewish state, and they will never be cooperative just like conditions which has been given down by Donald Trump. Thank you for watching this video, and you will see the next point, the next part, unheard crisis of Iran and legality of US strikes on Iran, and then third point, new strategic designs of Middle East and Abraham Accord. Thank you so very much for watching this.